your project requirements. So do you think I should still add it in my CV or not?
I mean, I understand your bias, but here's the challenge with that. Most people would ask, like, what are you currently doing? Are you going to lie that you're not in school? Except someone doesn't ask or say. But my point, I think you should always indicate, right? Um, but if you choose not to, I don't think it's bad, right? You can omit it. But what I'm saying is, I would always ask. For instance, when I was speaking to Tomi, so I'd met him in school. So we had gone to do a program in their school, and he had organized the program. So we started chatting. I was like, okay, so I'm looking for someone who can help. So I can do it. I didn't think. Obviously, I thought about it. I'm like, are you going to have the time for this? And he said, oh yes, there's not going to be a problem. But there are days where he would also mention to me, hi, Ada, I have tests tomorrow, so I'm not able to. So for me, it's responsibility, right? It's up to you to convince that person that your school is not going to be a hindrance, but you also want to, because you've told them ahead of time, any day you need to take a day off for schoolwork, it will then not be a problem. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start dodging or lying any day you're going to class and something needs to be delivered immediately. If I know you're a student, I would make that leeway in my heart, knowing that, okay, there might be days where he's not available, right? And so I can make backup plans. But if I don't know, I'm going to constantly expect you to be available. And the day you're not available, I'm just going to think, oh, this guy is not serious or not responsible. So that's why I would say disclose, but assure them that it's not going to be a hindrance to the work. Of course, there are people who say, oh, no, I don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. That's fine, right? But there are people who would understand. So in both ways work. I would just prefer to declare that I'm in school. I was talking to a team member of mine this morning. She told me she had a meeting for 11, and we didn't have any meeting for 11 in the office. So I asked, are you working somewhere else? She said yes. I said, why didn't you think you should have told me that? Oh, she said, I'm so sorry. I said, see, I prefer to know than to be surprised. So I tell my people, honesty is better for me than anything else. So it depends on the people you're working with, right? So I would always say lead with honesty. But as long as I know that the work she's doing, first of all, is not competing with our work, it's not in the same kind of company, and it doesn't affect her deliverables, I'm okay because I know the kind of economy we also live in right now, right? So it's easier for me to know that you're a student than for me not to know. In fact, I'll be more interested and excited that you're at the work you're doing because you're a student and you not telling me. So that's what I would say. But do you want to keep it, to yourself and just deliver the work? That's fine. I just think that there might be a day where it will come and it will be important for you to make that declaration. So yeah. I'm happy, but I see your hand is raised.
Thank you very much, Ada, for the session so far. I think I have some questions. First of all, in a situation whereby you have multiple degrees, and considering the fact that it's just best to keep the CV to one page, and they are trying to maximize the space as much as possible. So this is the situation. I have a degree in industrial chemistry, which has been completed, and then I have a degree in computer science, which is currently in review. And the roles I'm applying for are more tailored towards computer science, since there's sort of like background compatibility. So, which would be better? Is it to include just one of them in the education section, to include computer science and put in review there, or to include industrial chemistry? So that's the first question.
Um, for things like that, I don't mind. Again, I think you should include both. You're working on the psyche of the recruiter, right? When you see someone with 2 degrees, what do you think?
I personally, I would think different things. Might be like, well, I think he's much more solid. He's able to like combine so many things and do multitask and all of that. And sometimes it might also be like just distraction because I
You
think
doing
you
both
said
at the
keep
same
the
time.
most Ma'am, come again, please.
Do you do both degrees at the same time?
Yes, there was a period both were simultaneous.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting. Antonella, please, can you mute? Thank you. I think it's interesting, and I think you should put both. Again, at this level, I don't think it's something.
Sorry.
Please, can anyone mute Eniola? Someone is asking you guys what this call is about, so you guys might want to answer the person. So, Habib, I think you should add it. I think you should add both. I don't think it gives. So here's how to think about it. Is it a disadvantage to me in any way? I don't think so. Is it an advantage to me in any way? In some scenarios, maybe, because first of all, you're still in school. It's not like you graduated, and you're working in industrial chemistry. You now went back to do no. It's a case where you're probably more interested in technology than you were in your first degree, and you went back, and you started to study something that you're more interested in early on, right? So the ability to even combine both of them is admirable. I think is an important skill set. It's something you can cite in your interviews any day, anytime, to say that you're able to combine 2 degrees, and graduated from both of them. So you are very flexible and adaptable. So I think it's always how you can tell your story that makes the difference. It's not even, some people have graduated from agriculture and moved to tech, and you always have to answer that question, why. So you must be able to tell the story why. Even I wrote something on LinkedIn recently. I said you must have your why written down somewhere. For every question, for every decision you're making, make sure you have a reason behind it, because that's oftentimes always what differentiates you from the other person. So I can have everybody here as a computer science graduate, and you guys are looking for the same job, but I can ask you one question and I can make a pick on who I want to apply or who I want to pick. So what's your why? So why did you move to computer science? It's always going to be a question that I asked you. So if you can get your story right, I think it's always going to be an advantage for you that you did both courses. I don't think it's a negative in any sense, right? But again, if you decide to do without it, again, like I said, it's not a disadvantage to you. That's what I would say.
And secondly, very short. The what's it called? The document you use to like walk us through. It needs to have like the experience comes first before the education. Can the education also come before the experience?
Yes. I mentioned it that if you don't have a lot of experience as a student, like I said, some students already have experience. So that's why you can do that. But if you don't have any experience at all, you're just a recent graduate, you can put your education first. And then if you don't have any experience, you can put your project. If you don't have, of course, put your project, you can put any volunteer opportunities. But I don't think it's wise to come out of school, no sort of experience, no sort of volunteer opportunity, no sort of leadership opportunity. It doesn't stand you out in any way. So you must have something, besides your certificate coming out of school. So even if you don't have a lot, your education can come first. Then maybe certifications and trainings you've done, and maybe some experience or volunteer experiences can come after. So it doesn't matter. For experienced people, it comes after your experience. Education comes after your experience because, like I said earlier, nobody really cares so much anymore of what you studied in school. Is where have you worked? What have you done? Right now, I'm looking to hire head of HR for a company. I'm not looking at where they went to school. I don't care. I can't be bothered. But where have you worked? So you've worked in maybe 2 multinational companies. Of course, if they hired you, you must have sense. And that's the validation they want. But now, because you don't have a lot of experience, your education can come first.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Apologies. Do you have any more questions before we go back to showing the CV samples?
Yeah, sorry. I think Miriam. Yeah, so Miriam is asking.
Miriam, okay.
No, so she's saying, did I miss the company number of pages for a CV?
I didn't hear that.
Okay, she's asking if
I've seen it must, maybe I missed it, but please, what is the
it,
actual number of pages for a CV? Must it be a page?
oh,
It
so
doesn't have to be a page, right? It must not be a page, but it's always good that it's short and simple. A page is always recommended for entry level roles, and this is why recruiters don't have a lot of time, right? Two, a lot of people, when they do 2-page CVs, they leave the most important sections of their CV in the second page, and we might never get there. So even if you're going to have a 2-page CV, make the first page interesting enough for me to want to look at what's on the other side. So it's like skimming through. So we just skim. Once I open the CV, I'll look at it. If I don't see, for instance, I'm trying to hire what a software engineer, right? Intern, software engineering intern. On the first page, I don't see any software engineering degree. I don't see any software engineering internship. I don't see any software engineering skills. I've moved on. I don't care what's on the second page. It doesn't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? So make sure that the first page, so imagine that I'm seeing, so I open your CV, I see software engineering graduate, skills, okay, the skills I'm looking for. Then you start talking about an experience that you've done software engineering, and it continues on the next page. Then I'm happy to go to that second page to look at what it is. So make it good enough for me to want to look at the second page. That's what I would say.
all right, thanks for clarifying that.
You're welcome, Mary. Okay,
So I think we can proceed to.
so I think I'm just gonna share. Where was I on that? One second. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay. Yes. So here we are. It's text on the left, text on the right. You'd see some with pictures, styles. There's so many ways that people write their CVs, and a lot of people have different theories about the how to write your CV. But if you take anything away from today's session, they are the core parts of CV writing. You see the name. So let me show you a few things. I don't know if I can make this okay bigger. Yes. So you see Dexter. Dexter wrote graduate applying for a junior marketing assistant. I love this. I really love it. You see the most important things he's put his phone number, his email, and where he stays. Bristol, UK, not number 11 Ahmed Aduduwa Road, Street 11. No, just Bristol, UK. So you know where he is in the UK, right? So if your job is in Bristol, call me. If it's not in Bristol, I might not be available. Toby goes BSc accounting graduate. That's fantastic, right? Daniel writes student. So you guys see that these 3 CVs, if I want to hire a student, I know where to go. If I want to hire a graduate, I know where to go. Do you understand? Like those lines under your name is not compulsory, but it's such an important thing if you want to stand out. It's so good because especially if you're someone who is clear on the niche you want to go, right? If you're not clear on the niche you want to go, then it's fine. You might not want to put it. If you don't want to declare you're not a student, you don't have to put it. But what it does for me is I know who I'm speaking to. If I click on Daniel's CV, I know I'm speaking to a student. I'm not thinking, oh, he has graduated. If I'm speaking to Toby, I know I'm not speaking to a student. So it helps me, right? At first glance, know who I'm speaking to. Now, moving to the other part. So Dexter has education, right? Then has about Dexter. This one has a professional profile. Daniel's profile is not very clear. I couldn't copy the clear version. Toby has professional profiles. See, none of them has objective. Objective is not a thing. If you have it on a CV, throw it away. So he's talked about his education, relevant courses he studied, because he's applying obviously for entry level roles, right? He's had some experience in digital marketing apprenticeship, and so he's put it there. He's put his skills on the side. He's written cocktail bartender part-time. Now, while this is not relevant to marketing, you would say, right? But he can whip the story to say, oh, as a bartender, I was able to, relate with clients. It's always about the storytelling. It's always about the storytelling. And this CV is no more than 1 page. See, all the CVs, I think Toby's CV was a 2-page CV. Dexter's CV is a 1-page CV. Toby had some experience, right? So he's an accounting graduate. He has done the property management firm accounting internship. So I will want to know more about his skill set. So I'll go to the next page because it's a relevant experience. But if it's not a relevant experience, I'm not going to turn to the next page. You see what I mean? And he's also taking too much space talking about his education. He didn't need all this information, in my opinion. BSc accounting graduates, maybe your dissertation, and that's fine. Even today, we don't need to know what your dissertation was on, but it's okay, you can write it. Then they put their core skills on the left. Now, why I put these 3 different looking CVs is to tell you most times the content is the most important thing, right? But if you're going to be applying for jobs where you're supposed to submit your CV into a tool, there's something called applicant tracking system. It will throw away all the CVs because there's too many boxes, too many colors, too many pictures. There's too much going on. So the ATS will not be able to track a lot of these things, right? So the ATS will most likely skip, and go to an easy to read CV like this one. Now, is there anything wrong with these 3 CVs? Maybe not. If you send it to me as a person, I might read it, but the computer might not have the time to do all that drama. Number 2, the demarcations on this might not be structured into the ATS, so it will not pick it. But the third thing you see is they put in a lot of marketing keywords in their CVs. You see multimedia design, business organization, data analysis. So you want to understand. So I think tomorrow we're going to look at like when you're interviewing. But today there was a job description that was shared everyone, and we did an application. So we're gonna take a look at that. If not today, we can do it tomorrow. And you realize that if the keywords on that job description are featured on this CV anyway, the ATS will pick it up, right? But the boxes and the colors and everything would probably work against this candidate. But if you look at this CV clear, there's nowhere in the world this CV goes and it will be rejected. So it's not subject to ATS bias. It's not, if you don't like colors, it doesn't have colors. If you don't like pictures, it doesn't have pictures. It's straight to the point. Everything is covered from the name to the marketing professional, to location, to profile, core skills, marketing project, education, experience. This is there's a CV called the perfect CV. This is the perfect CV, right? It talks about who he is. Again, too much. The only thing I would critique in this CV is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's too much. Professional profiles, 3-4 lines. If you don't have experience, is okay. 3-4 lines. But I think this is an experienced hire, so it's all right. This can work. So you put your core skills, 1, 2, 3, not more than 10, not more than 5, 4, 8 is okay. Again, some people will come under this skill set and put all the skills on one line and make their CV very long. But this person was very smart to put it side by side. So it takes in a lot of space. Marketing projects, 1, 2, 3, okay, right? Explains a little about the project because I might not know what the marketing project was about, right? So gives you a 2-liner about what the project was about, the tools they used. Very smart. Education, writes this, obviously put a first class university, 2000. Writes what his dissertation was about. But this is a very good entry level CV. I think I like it. I would hire whoever this was for a marketing internship or a marketing entry level marketing role. And again, you can note your questions and ask me once I'm done. That I'm going to speak to, the final thing I'm going to speak to is cover letters. So a lot of people still request that people write cover letters. It's no longer so popular, but a lot of companies I know still ask people to write cover letters. And this is why. Because you're entry level, you don't have a lot of experience. One of the key skills that employers are looking for is communication. Communication, ability to write and write well, And so a cover letter will give me the ability to assess both skills, your communication ability and your writing ability. So they would either give you maybe a test to write or they'll ask you to write a cover letter. A cover letter, similar to your CV, it shouldn't be telling a lot of what is not already in your CV, but should be a bit more detailed about who you are and the experiences you've had and the why you want that position and why you want to work for that particular company, right? So if you go through this cover letter, it's very succinct, very brief, very straight to the point. Again, like I said, I'll share this deck with you guys, however useful it will be to somebody. I'm sure it will. But I might read a few of the stuff he wrote. So I'm writing to apply for the role of graduate communications officer. One, very clear on the role he's applying for, as advertised on gradeland.com. Very clear on where he found it, and he has also attached his CV. Right now, one of the things I see that is very weird is people submitting their CVs without any email body. Now, I'm not saying submit your CV with the cover letters and no, but it's always good to say, "Hi, my name is I saw it here. Kindly find my CV attached." That's all. Don't just send your to an email thing. No hello, hi, how is no introduction. That's it. Trust me, nobody's going to look at that CV. That's free advice. Nobody will look at it. It's rude. It doesn't show that you have any courtesy. It makes no sense. So don't ever send an email with nobody attached to it, right? So back to this cover letter. So one of the key attractions of this role for me, now this is the person talking, this, and you can read this and see that this is a sensible person. Is the opportunity to further develop my digital communication skills while building strong relations with clients across a variety of sectors. Because this is a digital marketing role, you have to speak communications, right? I have customer service experience in retail, goes on and on and on. I have long been interested in engaging with different audiences via social media platforms, and the content I posted during my PR and communications internship generated 30% of traffic to the product, So sell yourself as much as you can. Your advertisement highlighted the need. This person is smart. Your advertisement highlighted the need for a strong attitude for improving engagement with audience. See what I mean? See, when someone is attentive to detail, this is what it means. He picks something from the job description and highlights it on his cover letter and then tells you why you should be the one to pick him. And I believe in my past experience has enabled me to develop this skill. In my role as secretary of the University History Society, I contributed to improve sales targets and membership members. So we undersell ourselves, not knowing that some of the things we've done in school, it is how you tell the story. Maybe we're going to do a training on storytelling, because it's always how you're able to tell your story that makes the difference. Because I'm sure a lot of you must have done something in school, but you never think of how you can relate it in a job interview, right? So this is a perfect way to do that. I have also developed other skills relevant to this position, both at university and in my working life, such as this, and this. Thank you for considering my application. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm available for interview anytime. This is perfect. Nothing to remove, nothing to add. But it's important to know why it is perfect, not because although they didn't justify this, and I have an issue with that don't justify their text, but it's okay. But this is just to show you the key elements of a cover letter. What you're applying for, where you found the application, your CV has been attached, obviously addressing the right people, your key attraction to the role, why you think you're qualified for it, and what you can bring, the value watch out this person. This is an entry level hire, but he keeps, referencing the value that he brings to the role. But a lot of graduates, they think just hire me because I'm out of school and I need a job. No, nobody's going to do that. So you must find a way to make yourself valuable in that role, no matter how you want to speak. You must show me that I'm going to get value from you as much as I'm going to be training you and teaching you what to do. You understand what I'm saying? Good. That's the end of my story. So I'm done with the presentation, and I think we've covered a lot of the things that I wanted us to cover for today. Oh wow, sorry for the time. But yeah, any more questions from the last two reviews that are done?
It seems that what you have quite clear.
Say that again.
It seems what you're explaining is quite clear. So that Netherlands.
Sorry, I need to move something away. Okay.
Oh, fine. Yeah, what I was saying is, I mean, what you're explaining is quite clear. For me personally, what I picked up was one, is how you tell the story, how you make even similarly relevant also things that we do in school setting relevant to job related leadership role, material, how we can find it and relate it to the job. Yeah. And what's the word? When you said one, personally, I don't think I've sent it that 2 page was the word CV. Um, but then it's something I would definitely do. And I think I really appreciate your insight on on making or making your CV mostly text dense or text related instead of those graphical ones that when you go online you check you use those online CV makers that they don't use. I don't think they use PDF. I mean, they don't use text format like that. They use graphics. So I'm now thinking about it like, oh, true. ATS is definitely not designed for probably designed just to pass it. Of course, with the introduction of AI, it could be improved, but then it's always better to err on the safe side, right? I think that's quite around. Okay, yeah, I think that I
Okay.
okay.
So do you guys want us to go through the
I think
CV, the job descriptions today?
definitely. So you can do the rest. But I think Abby asked me a question now.
There's a question.
Yeah, Abby. Oh yeah.
Habib,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ella. So two questions. First of all, what was the preferred format for a CV? Should it be a Word document or should it be a PDF? And second is that, for every job that you apply for, should you tailor your CV to match each job you apply for? After checking through all of the job descriptions and probably picking the keywords and stuff that you need here.
Yes. Yes. Make sure always tailor your CVs. You can't submit two CVs for one CV for two applications. I don't think it's remotely possible. There must be something you have to tweak, maybe an experience or a deliverable. So yes, if you apply for similar roles, it's easier because you don't have to tweak a lot. But I don't think that there's that one job that has almost the same requirements as, even if it's trying to infuse the keywords into your CV, every job description might have different keywords that they're looking for that also fit into your skill set, right? So it's always important to adjust your CV to a particular role. Now, doesn't mean you should always try to adjust yourself to fit into a role. If that role is not meant for you, there's no need to try and make yourself the candidate for the role. So the only reason why I would tell people to adjust their CVs is sometimes your CV might not be, it might not be telling the true story. It might not be covering all your experiences. So those keywords can help, put your CV top of the tracking system. But at the end of the day, make sure that you're qualified to do that role. Because I can come in here now and create a CV for head of customer service, just putting all the keywords, putting all the, but then I'm just brandishing my CV. That's not who I am. So the most important thing is make sure it's a CV that matches, is a job description that fits into your skills, your experiences, the things you're interested in, and then and it's a job that you know you can do, and then apply for it, but make sure that you're customizing your CV for that role. Then secondly, never send your CV as a Word document. It always comes out horrible. 80% of the time is all over the place, is not coordinated. Always send your CV as a PDF format. If they then request for a Word document, you can send it to them. Okay.
Okay. In the absence of questions, I feel we can proceed to the next agenda.
Okay. So I'm going to share maybe my screen again. Where do should I share the entire screen? I'm just going to share my entire screen. Okay. So this is we had shared this with people, I guess. We're looking for a motivated, talented software engineering intern to join our dynamic team. A software engineering, you will have the opportunity to work on real life projects, collaborate with experienced engineers, and contribute to the development of innovative software solutions. This internship is designed to provide you with valuable industry experience, harness your technical skills, and give you a deep understanding of the software engineering lifecycle. You will be involved in various stages of software development, including requirement gathering, design, coding, testing, deployment. Our ideal candidate is someone who's passionate about technology, eager to learn, and ready to take on new challenges, right? You will be working in a fast-paced environment with creativity, problem solving, and teamwork are highly valued. This is a fantastic opportunity to gain practical experience, build your professional network, and make a meaningful impact on our project. If you're a self-starter with a strong interest in software engineering, we encourage you to apply and join us in shaping the future of technology. Responsibilities, design, blah, 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 blah. Requirements, currently pursuing a degree in computer science, software engineering, or a related field. Strong understanding of programming languages such as Okay, let's even start with the first CV. First of all, I don't know what this is. Is it intentional that they remove their details? Okay, I think so. I think the person intentionally blocked their details, then left their house address. So can I not just come there and find you? Anyways, yeah, so this CV is not gonna help me do what I want to do, but I'll try. So this address I would adjust to just Bagada, Lagos, Nigeria. Profile, jovial and enthusiastic computer
I'm
scientist.
sorry, Anna. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Please, do you mind zooming in on the
I'm trying to. I don't even know how. Okay.
Control Plus or something like that? Oh, all right.
Clearer now.
That's great. Edit here.
It keeps going back and forth. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
Try command minus or command plus. I don't know.
oops. Command plus.
Plus. Oh, it keeps.
Don't worry, I can see where to do. Can you imagine? It's not minus that brings it out. Okay, fair enough. No idea.
I think just command 0 to reset it. Okay, I think you can use. I'm not sure if you can use your trackpad. Gosh.
I don't have my
Yeah.
trackpad. Fine, we can manage this.
No,
Right,
I mean mouse pad rather. What's it called? Trackpad. For
No,
the
it's trackpad. I just don't know why it's not working. Anyway, But this person has, okay, yes. Oh gosh.
I think it's quite fair like this. And then you have to slide sideways.
Okay, I'm going to just use, don't worry, I'll use my I'll use my buttons to move around. I think it's clear.
Yeah.
So this person has taken up their name. I don't know what details were there before, so it's fine. So they under the details section, they have their address, the full address. I'll change this to Lagos, Bagada, Lagos, Nigeria, right? Nationality Nigeria, not necessary. So this is unnecessary information. See what I said, date of birth, place of birth. This is not your international passport. So this is very unnecessary information. LinkedIn, yes, that's good. Skills, effective time management, leadership, communication, ability to work in a team, fast learner. These skills don't speak to the job description that we just read. So it looks like this person is applying for I don't know, maybe a communications role. I'm jovial and enthusiastic computer scientist. I love volunteering and helping humanity. Can't wait to save the world with computers. Again, that's not your profile. That's a manifesto. You're not running for office. So, a computer science graduate with a passion for using technology to save the world would have been better than can't wait to save the world with computers. I love volunteering to help humanity. Sounds like a humanitarian for me. Education, secondary school, okay. BSc in computer science, September 2021, present. 1.9 out of 5.0 looks like a first class graduate to me. And didn't mention that you're a first class graduate, so yes, I should have been top up there somewhere. Volunteering history, protocol officer for the World Food Bay Lagos, okay. Awareness officer, RCCG, okay. Courses, UX design, Coursera, work experience, social media content manager. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't hire this person for the role, just because, yeah, there's no strong indication that this person, is remotely interested in software engineering, and if they are, they're not communicating it well. So this CV is probably a no for me. But doesn't mean that we can't work on it. So like I said, we have to rework the profile. Because it's also an application for a software engineering intern. It's a very serious, it's a core tech role, right? You must come hard on the tech skills. I don't see any tech skills that you have in this CV. So yeah, this is probably a no for me. Anonymous. Okay. A young graduate with a high degree of initiative and self-motivation. Now don't start. As well as the skill and character to implement standard procedures correctly and effectively. Wow. Team player, excellent communication. Yeah, so this is also not a profile, right? And yeah, maybe I missed to say this. Don't write anything in your CV that I cannot verify on your CV. And I'll explain what that means. So if I say I'm a graduate of computer science, if I look at your education section, I can verify that, right? With 2 years of work experience, if I look at your experience section, I should be able to verify that. When you tell me you're young, motivated, initiative, I cannot verify all these things. I have to work with you to know what you mean. So yeah, maybe not. Interpersonal, time management, team player, I can't verify all that. So this is again manifesto, it's not your profile. If you can't write a good profile, just leave it out, okay? Experience, key projects executed, volunteer role. Yeah, teacher, international private school. Did you teach math? Math, okay. English, organize practical sessions on fine arts. Organize extra coaching for, okay. Interesting. A graduate of what, by the way? Oh yeah, see where you left your education. Someone who's applying for an internship. So if you're applying for an internship, you wanna bring so this CV, right? You see what I mean by 2 pages are bad, because now this person has put all of this experience that is irrelevant to the job. And if I was actually recruiting for this role, I wouldn't look at it more than 1 minute. I'll move on. But now look at all this education, courses, and skills that could have helped this person is on the second page. University of Lagos, bachelor's in computer science. You've done courses in front end. You've done courses in. You've done the training with ALX. You have skills in HTML. You didn't think to put all this in the first page, and you put in president of Interact Club of Logic High School. You're putting young influencer. I mean, you have to look at the job you're applying for. If you're applying for a fellowship with the UN, I would say this is a great CV. If you're applying for some young leaders award, it's a great CV. But a graduate intern for software development, this is not a great thing. So you want to bring this aspect forward and bring this aspect backward, right? A couple of the things also. Yeah, I would also maybe take out a lot of things. No, I mean, I would say this person has strong leadership, which is great. That's why I say it depends on the role that you're applying for. If it was a leadership, fellowship, or young leaders, I would take you in a heartbeat. But software engineer, I would have to be convinced, right? So it's important that we are representing ourselves very, very well. Yeah, so this is, I mean, I'll keep this CV as a maybe, but it won't be a first choice for me. Right. Okay. So there's a name, there's a Lagos, Nigeria, telephone, email, LinkedIn. This is fantastic. So I'll score this area 100. Education. Yeah, so yeah, I like that the person skips their profile. If you don't have anything to write there, just move on. Education, geophysics, University of Lagos, predicted first class. I don't know which one is predicted first class, but okay. Second class up. Intelligent, independent geographical field mapping. Okay. I'm thinking this is your project. So you want to call that project thesis, right? So that I know, so that the person knows what they're reading. Relevant work experience, geophysics intern, Owando Energy Resources. Okay. Created Python script to carry out. Okay. Used leadership experience. Okay. 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 Yeah, so I would say as well, like, bring your skill sets and your certifications above because of the role you're applying for. If you're applying to an oil company, this is a great CV. Positioning is perfect, everything is great. If you're applying to a software company, you have to bring these skills and this certification up and move this relevant experience down, because again, you call this relevant what experience, except what's the, yeah, you were geophysics intern, so I don't know. I don't think it's totally relevant. I just think it's not as relevant as them knowing that you've completed these trainings and you have these skills. So I would say bring the skills up and then move the relevant experiences a little after the skills section. So if you don't look at the CV that we had talked about earlier, which I called the perfect CV, she had her skills section first before the experience. So it's important to put that first. And if you're not applying for anything related to geophysics, I don't think this explanation here is important. Just put your degree, your date, and what you graduated with, and move on. If you're applying for anything related to physics or geography, or then maybe this is important, so they know you have this. But if you're applying for something tech and this is not so related, I don't think you need to, to elaborate on this. It's not important. What's important actually is this skill section, the certificates, and maybe to all these trainings. Then they want to also know that you're someone who's been a leader, who's taken initiative, which is really good here, which is good. I'm always open to students who have taken leadership roles, who have led communities, who have led initiatives. absolutely always a plus. So yeah, but you want to keep your relevant experiences on top and your certifications, because for students, for a student, again, for the role that you're applying for, it's not because you're a student, but because you're applying for a specific role that has to do with software engineering. So if you were just applying for any other job, I would say this is great. But yeah. So I'll keep that on the side, but I like the candidates. Ooh. See, I'll hire this guy before I look at his CV. You know why? Because everything just already tells me that this person is a technical person. I mean, the what's it called? The bold is too much. It's stressing my eyes. But I can already tell that this person is someone that I'm going to take 100%. And the difference is clear. Look at the emphasis. Solomon, software engineer, education, Unilab, computer science. Like, I don't need to be stressed. I already know email, LinkedIn, GitHub. Simple, straight to the point, TGPA, skills and technology, JavaScript. I'm sold. I'm already bought. I don't have energy. I'm just going to look for his phone number, which I don't see here anywhere. See what I was talking about the other time. There's no email. So most times recruiters, the first thing they take out of your CV is your phone number, just in case you didn't know. It's not your email. Sometimes you just want to do a quick screening call and say, "Hi Solomon, how are you? Are you available for an interview tomorrow?" If you say yes, then I'll send you an email. So please never take your email, your phone numbers out of your CV. Never ever do that. But I will stress myself and send this person an email because I like his CV. If it was someone I was just considering, I won't even bother, right? So see what I was talking about, skills, certifications, and then he goes into his experience. This is great. I love it. It's a bit all over the place in terms of it's jam-packed. There's no enough spacing between the experiences. But you see, when you find the right candidates, all of these semantics will not matter much, right? And it's a one-page CV. What are we talking about? Yeah. So this is great. It's a great CV, but I think it can be better spaced. Even if the CV goes into 2 pages, I would look at it. Do you understand? Instead of trying to jam it all into a page and it will look this, I would say arrange it a little better. You can put AWS and AI ML Scholar, Udacity under it, and then move the dates to the right hand side of the CV. Reduce the size of this. Yes, so it can be better arranged, but I think this is really good. I can see Nextschale, I can see Zurich charts. The emphasis on the companies just also tells you that this person understands that you want someone who has some technical understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say when it comes to experience, you want to know where you have worked and what you've done. Do you get? So I think this person has a good understanding of that, which is really good. So yeah. And I think the difference is clear. Even you, all of us in this call, who are we going to hire? It's not Solomon. Let's say the truth. I'm not going to hire Solomon. Who would you hire if you were hiring? Would you not hire Solomon?
Definitely Solomon.
Exactly. So, I feel like if we're a bit more intentional, maybe think like a recruiter, think you would make better choices with how you position your skills and your experiences. But Solomon's CV is a good CV. I think Hafsat, I would consider Hafsat if I didn't see Solomon. See, that's what happens when you find a good CV and a good candidate. It then the standard becomes higher. And so you then start to measure Solomon and Hafsat. See, the gap is so wide. But you can see that Hafsat had some potential. Is Solomon on the call? Solomon, please show your face. But yeah, I think that was a good CV. Bye. A good CV. So Solomon, please tell them how you wrote this CV. I'll definitely take Hafsat if I'm trying to build maybe I want a lead for my developers or something. I'll definitely take her. If I'm trying to hire this anonymous person, it looks like the person has a passion for teaching, but also has a passion for tech. So maybe if you want to teach something around technology, that would be great. Um, this person, I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. So yeah, that would be my assessment of these candidates. So yeah, Solomon for the hire.
Yeah, I wanted to see you stop sharing your screen. I don't know if you realize that.
No, but we had already gone through all the four CVs, so that's why I was just talking over them.
That's fine.
Solomon is on the call. Is that okay? No, that's Suleiman. Okay.
That's Lemon. That's Lemon for currently. Thank you very much.
Who are we having on the Suleiman? So who are we having on the interviews tomorrow?
Hmm.
Can we have Solomon have Sad? Who again?
I will definitely. I think the names are blurred out. But some people say not get blurred out. Should be.
Yeah, I'm not sure what about their names. Like, are they shy or what's the problem?
Like to know, the plan was to blur everything out, so that
Really?
yeah, so that they won't pick it personal or
Eh,
not say your
if I find
resume.
what if I find job for all these people now that I like their something to be tried. Give it to you and give it to you critically well, right? Not talking down on people, but feedback is a gift. So that's what I would say. So it's always good to raise your hand. If you have something you want to do, speak about it. If the person gives you feedback, that's great. So I think there's nothing to be ashamed of. Even the first person, I think if that CV is written properly, I think it's a good candidate. So yeah, Toluwani.
So
Yeah,
do you have a question? Okay, I think Kula has a network problem. So why she's trying to get herself up?
Habib, you have a question?
Wait, so
We have to
Lamani is
talk
saying,
about four. Okay.
wait, sorry. So Lamani is saying you mind to review mine as well. I don't know if you have that.
Cinnamon, you can share it here. I can review it here now.
All right, so Lamani can go ahead and share the link with us now.
Habib, go ahead with your question.
All right, sent it
Thank you very
already.
much. So I was asking, is there a recommended CTS tool that you could recommend?
It what?
An ATS tool, an online ATS tool that you could recommend that we could just use to like take the rating before probably submitting for a job application.
No, so ATS is a applicant tracking system. You don't need that. A company set it up for recruitment. They use it to track recruitment. So maybe what you're asking for is it a CV?
What I'm asking is before one would submit the job application attached to your CV, probably you want to like judge yourself and grade yourself how well it is. So I'm asking if there's
Oh, is
an
it like
online
an
ATS
ATS
system that
scanning?
you could recommend.
If there's a system that scans your CV for ATS readiness, is that what you mean?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Is there? I'll check and get back to Daniel. None comes top of mind now, but I'll check. Okay, so when I've opened your CV, let me look at it and know if I want to share it with everybody first. And you try.
I think
Okay. So I'm going to
Mujib,
share.
there's a Mujib too. I don't know if we can go over that. So if you have the time,
So
it's fine if you don't.
I'm opening Suleiman's CV. Of course, it has a phone number, email, everything here is a check, which is great. I like it. Aspiring is not the word. I would say if you're still a student, you say a student of data engineering at Kibo School, right? passionate about building data tools. Yeah. 2 lines, perfect. I like the intro. Technical skills. Yes, is okay. Yeah, this is nice, but I would prefer you put it in the same format that Solomon has his, but make it a bit more clear when I have on my presentation, right? So because all of these tables and colors, some people would not look at it, you know. So I think just to rid yourself of that bias, just makes it a bit more straight to the point. Junior and you job, the date you did the job, 1, 2, 3 bullet points over every job. Fantastic, you know, very well articulated. Yeah, I think this is great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, I think this is great. I'll just say take out the colors and make it a bit more straightforward. It's ATS compliant. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anna.
Yeah.
Scott, yeah,
Akin Bade.
we have 2 more. Oh, there's a Mujib. You can just like speed walk through it. I mean,
Yeah.
speed.
So I'm going to share Akin Bade's CV now.
Okay, there's a Mujib before him.
Oh, sorry, I've opened it already. Yeah, so again, I like this CV and how it looks. So this is what I was talking about in Solomon's CV. So you can realize that Solomon's CV just had all this modeled up. He didn't have the lines and the demarcations. So this is what I was talking about. So this is clean. I like it. Email, phone number, LinkedIn, GitHub, great. Education, Unilag, what to
Oh,
study, first class. It's all these first class people, they're always overdoing. I like extracurriculum and certification.
sorry to
Master.
interrupt you. Having a